It's the pound sign. Huh? No? Okay. I think we are live. Do we have anybody on here? Telemachus is in Pennsylvania by way of Greece. Let's see, who else is on here? GW Rules. I think that's Michael. I think he's up in Canada. We have Bessy Webb. The world's most dangerous Bessy. We got D.W. Lowe. We have E.S. Taylor. And we have the Vern Jeske. So we're going to have a lot of fun on Sunday. And I hope y'all can join us on Sunday because it's going to be the first time, and I'll end up repeating this sometime during the. Oh wait, I'm cutting my head off. Hello, hi guys. But we're going to have a remote, double remote game, and D.W. Lowe versus the Vern Jeske. The Vern Jeske. Yeah. We went ahead and paid extra to get the Vern Jeske, not just a Vern, not just any old Vern, not just any old Vern Jeske, but the Vern Jeske. And so they're going to play a game on Sunday, head to head, and that means that I'll just get to be here, blathering like a madman.
It's your niche.
That's what I do best, is blather.
Literally, your ace in the hole. I mean, that's what you do.
Just blather.
Congratulations.
Just blather. So I guess we're going to be doing some sort of sound check. There's a Manny Marino also in California. Let's see. Marty Devine. Let's see. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sounds good. Okay. All right. I guess we're going to go with that. We will officially go live in 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Bam!
1 minute, 20.
Bam!
35 seconds. 1 minute, 35. And it's 2 minutes, 2 seconds. You're wrong.
Just add it to my list.
I'll pencil it in. I want a beverage.
What would you like? Would you like something patriotic? Or I have a bubbler. I got them oranges.
I'll go patriotic.
Patriotic it is. If you haven't tried these, you probably ought to. I think for what it is, it's not bad. This one here.
Oh. I don't typically drink those kind of
I know, but I think it would be worth trying. Let's see. So I think we're almost live. I think we are almost there. What?
Mere seconds.
Mere seconds. I should go ahead and sit down.
You should, because it's like 30 seconds.
Let's see. Did we go down the checklist?
Yes.
Did we go? So I was playing with the Standees today. I don't know if you guys have ever used anything like this or not. But there are 2 cards that are going to come in the starter box that are going to have Standees. And I don't really know. I just don't know if we're going to make more of these or not. We're definitely going to have at least 1 more card of them because I'm going to do the Phantom Agents. So Phantom Ace, Gage, Roswell, and who am I missing? Rutherford. We're going to have those 4 on a card. So I don't know. I think they're kind of cool, but I don't know that I would ever really use them. I was thinking, it would be a nice way if you were just getting started in the game and you wanted to open the box up and you just wanted to play, it would take you, couple minutes or so to put these together, and then you could be playing, read through the quick start guide and you can just start playing. But chances are that if you're starting with the quick start box, you might also just have some miniatures lying around that you could just as easily put out there. So I don't know.
You have kids.
What did you say?
You have kids.
See, that's another thing, you know, if you wanted to play a game with folks that you weren't too sure about letting them play with your painted figures.
We didn't trust them.
Yeah.
The responsibilities.
Yeah. Maybe. You know, like maybe Dustin or Ray, if we wanted to kind of do a little bit of a game with them, we could throw these out there on the table and they could actually play.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the miniatures that might not work too well. I don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think on that. So leave me a comment down below. You know, are you going to use the Standees, or should I not waste my time on it? So that's the subject of tonight's call. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Or is this not live? Do we not have anybody? Do we not have any callers?
We have a longtime listener.
We have a longtime listener. We have a longtime listener. Play Misty for me. Hey, have we started?
Yeah, we're fast.
Hey, everybody. This is Dave and the world's most dangerous Bessy. Let's tell the story about how the world's most dangerous Bessy. So it goes back about 10 years. A little bit more than that now.
Not that old.
Yeah, she's going back about 10 years, and down in Florida, when we were down in Florida, and Bessy and her sisters were involved in a relatively small wrestling promotion down there. And I'm not going to say the name because it actually doesn't exist anymore. But it was a wrestling promotion. They toured mostly around Florida, and they put on about 24 shows a year.
Yeah, something like
about 24 shows a year, traveling around and going to VFWs and Moose Lodge and relatively small venues. It was by no means was it like a big like WWF sort of thing, you know, or I guess they call it WWE now.
We had our niche.
Right, exactly. They had a really nice niche. They had a really nice following. And anyway, it was in that circle that she took on the name Bessy, because that is not her real name, by the way. For those of you in the know, you know that her name is not actually Bessy. But she had just an absolutely amazing body slam. And I think it was at the show in Fort Myer.
I think it was Panama City.
Panama City. It was a show in Panama City. And I started off working for the promotion in concessions, and I sold $5 corn dogs in the concessions. So during her time that she wasn't in the ring, she would come over and help out in the concessions. Nobody recognized her, and so it was nice for her to come over and give me a little bit of a help over there. And there was a father and a son who came up to order a $5 corn dog. And the kid, and I still remember it. The kid asked why they called her WMD. He said, the kid, I don't know, he was probably like 10, 11, I don't know, something like that. And so he says to the dad, why do they call her WMD? And without blinking, without a pause, without anything, the guy goes, it means she's the world's most dangerous, which was not what we had envisioned when we started calling her WMD, but that's what the dad said. And then from that moment on, it continued on that she was always referred to as world's most dangerous. But it was really because of her freaking awesome body slam that she had. It was absolutely phenomenal. But you know, that sort of thing kind of takes its toll on you after a while. My shoulders are shot, and I was just a referee, so you know, and sold corn dogs, $5 corn dogs. I think that's what took out my shoulders.
I mean, that's a lot.
That's a lot of corn dogs. That's a lot of holy cow. That's
a lot. You know,
that's a lot.
That's hazardous.
Whew. So my shoulders are shot. Let's see. If you haven't already, be sure to click the like, share, and subscribe button for us. This is going to be a 30-minute video this evening. So we did post a video earlier today talking a little bit about gangs, and maybe it more questions about them. So this is a great time to get your questions in, and let us know if you have questions about gangs or anything else.
Or $5 corn dog.
Or how to make a really good, how do you make a corn dog that's worth $5?
And it was.
So, it was worth every penny. Worth every penny. Let's see. So the topics that we're going to cover a little bit tonight are the survey rewards. So as far as the Kickstarter is concerned, and I'm going to put an update on there, but I think we're going to try to get the reward surveys out this weekend. So y'all, we've had a couple of people asking about them. So that's the plan, is to start trying to get them pushed out over the weekend. We are still out of stock on a lot of stuff. We did get some books back in. We did get some miniatures back in. But what we're really short on right now are cards and a few other things. So we have been getting caught up, and we were absolutely amazed at the response that we got during the Kickstarter, not just for the Kickstarter, but through the store. So we were just absolutely crazy busy there. So over the last 2 days, I think I took 12 packages yesterday down to the post office, another 12 packages today, and I still have 6 orders sitting in the queue. Dave, you're one of them, because I'm still waiting on a figure to come in for you. So the 6 orders that I'm sitting on right now, it may take me another week before those go out. So just to keep you updated on that. Now I'm actually going to try to send out an email to each one of those last few people that I'm still sitting on orders for, just to make sure you guys are aware we haven't forgot about you. We haven't forgot about you. It's just taken a while to get it going. Did I show you these standee things? Am I switched to this? Have you seen the standees? I don't know if that's going to show up very good. Like, I would use these, and I think if I'm going to do some more like these, the ones that come in the starter box, I can't
Yes,
really, am I okay?
Yes.
The ones that come in the starter box have stats on the back. So that's pretty nice. I don't think I'm going to continue doing that if we make more of them. And the reason is because I would rather see the back of the character.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I would rather see, like, when it's facing away from you, I think I would rather see the back of the character than the stats. So I'm glad we did it for the starter box, because I think for those, it's nice to have it there, because we really plan on that being, really new people. So it's quick and easy to reference those stats, even without having to look at the other cards. You could just look at the character and see what it is. But I don't think we're going to do that. I think aesthetically, I think it will look more pleasing to actually have the booty on there. Okay. All right. What's next? So I took a day and kind of restructured a bunch of the miniature packs on the store. So a lot of the old packs have been removed from the store and have been reorganized a little bit into to make it easier for players to build the Pulp Alley leagues. If they want to do that, it'll just make it a little bit easier. For example, rather than having Phantom Ace and AJ Danger together, and then having Gage and Mac O'Reilly together, we're going to put Phantom Ace with Gage because he's the leader and she's the sidekick. Same thing with AJ Danger and Mac O'Reilly. They'll be together now. So those will come just as those are the new packs, and those are actually added to the store right now. So everybody that orders from this point forward, you'll have the new packs to order. So that's pretty awesome. And we are updating all of the artwork slowly. It's not all updated yet, but we are working on getting it all updated. So we will have these beautiful character cards like this with the awesome drawings by Dave Oakham, who does these. Also a Canadian, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure he's Canadian. So those will. He's working on another batch of them. So that we'll have more of those, and then all of the cards will be the same. And one thing I was thinking is, for some of you guys, you might want the new cards, but you sure don't want to have to buy the new miniature. So let me know if it's worth it for us to put together just a pack of the new cards. You know, do a pack of like 15 or so cards to a pack, and just have a bunch of the new cards. So if you're just looking to kind of update your cards a little bit, then there's a way to do that without actually have to buy, the same miniatures again. That would be silly. So, because there's some of you guys out there that own practically all of our miniatures, and if you wanted to update your cards, then it would just be an easier way to do it, I think. Definitely. So, but you guys got to let me know if it's worth my time to put something like that together, or if it doesn't matter. What else do I have? Do I have any questions on there?
They want the giant Phantom Ace model on the store.
The giant Phantom Ace model on the store. I cannot remember. Have you guys seen that? Where do you see that? You guys haven't seen my giant Phantom Ace model. When have they seen that? Have you been over here looking at my stuff? Who's been in here? Fess up now. They haven't seen my giant Phantom Ace. When have they seen my giant Phantom Ace?
Show your giant.
I haven't shown anybody my giant Phantom Ace, but I will now. Since it's a subject of discussion, since it's come up. Have you guys seen this? I don't think anybody's seen this. Nobody's seen this. Have you seen this guy? He's huge. He's huge. Should I go to this camera?
Yeah.
Is that any better?
We haven't shifted yet. Yeah.
He's got webs on him. Giant Phantom Ace.
Cobwebs on them.
Giant Phantom Ace. I wonder how tall he is. How tall is he? He is 3.5 inches. 3.5 incher. That ain't so big.
Comparatively.
Yeah. I don't know what it would cost to put this on the store. It would be a pretty pity, though. I had this made locally on a machine, but yeah, I don't know what it would cost to actually make those. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh man, we're just about caught up. We're just waiting on cards mainly and a few other things. So I have a few questions that I could do here. Are we on the right camera? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions there? No? All right. Well, you can read one for me then.
Okay.
Question number 1.
Has anyone made a combat cheat card?
Combat cheat card. So, a combat cheat card. What do you guys think? I'd like some feedback on that too. I have to admit that I don't find them particularly useful, but I've been playing Pulp Alley a while.
You're familiar.
I'm familiar with some of the rules, so I don't find it particularly helpful. So what I would like to know is from you guys, do you find this sort of stuff helpful? So on the back of the handy dandy Pulp Alley bookmark, it has the fight modifiers right there. You know, I don't know. Has anybody ever actually looked at that? Because I think most of the time, well, I mean, we go so fast that it's just like you just know them, and we purposefully like really limited the number of modifiers because I wanted it to be in modifiers that we could remember. Okay, once in a while we still forget some, but and then on this side it tells you the start of turn sequence, and then kind of gives you a rundown of how to the turn sequence on that side. Kind of cool. Now, for those of you that have ever bought any of our miniatures, if you've ever looked at the slip card that it comes with, on the back of it, it also has handy dandy information. So on the back of this one, it has the shooting modifiers and the brawling modifier. So there it is. It's on there. And then there are 3 different versions for those of you that like to collect these sort of things. There's the red card, then there's the green one, and these are put into the boxes randomly, or into the packages randomly. So there's the red one that has the combat modifiers on it. There is the green one that has the basic action sequence. And then there is a blue one. Did you guys know these were in there? And there is the blue one. Which again, this one has the basic turn sequence. And this one talks about as far as what the character does when it activates. So there are little cheat things out there if you guys know where to look or have spotted them. But, and I haven't had a chance to look at this. I think it was this discussion came from over on the Pulp Alley Players Group. So if you guys haven't signed up for the Pulp Alley Players Group, you ought to get on over there. But I think Peter also put up some ideas about things that he would like to see included in it. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to look at it yet, but I definitely will. But I'd like your feedback on is something like that useful, or I could see it, and just my opinion, I could see it being helpful for someone that has never played before, or maybe like for 1 or 2 games, maybe 3 games. But seriously, after that, I couldn't imagine it really being needed at all. I could be wrong. So you guys let me know what you think. And that's not to minimize its importance. I'm not saying that just because it's only needed for or probably be used for new players, that's actually a good reason to try to make something like this. So we could easily do a double-sided jumbo card, and put some quick reference rules on both sides of it, and maybe include it with the quick start guide or something like that. We could do something like that.
We have a question on here though.
Okay.
From Gerald.
Gerald, how you doing?
He'd like you to explain the D6 and down versus D6 and out. Can you explain, I guess, the difference between those two?
Okay. So followers have a D6 asterisk health. So that is a level 1 character. And when you look at level 1 characters, it will have a D6 and an asterisk. If it has an asterisk, then when that character fails their health check, instead of going down, they are simply removed from the play. They go out. So that is basically the level 1 characters. I often toyed with the idea that that could be applied to other levels. Was I on the wrong camera the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh. I've often toyed with the idea that it could be applied to other levels, but right now it's only applied to the level 1 characters, or the ones that have the D6 asterisks. So when they fail a health check, instead of going down, they simply go out of play. Everybody else, once they get down to a D6 health, or if they started at a D6 health, like an ally starts at a D6, most of them, when they fail a health check, they go down. So those are the two different things there. Go ahead. Am I not answering
No,
it?
you are.
Okay.
Following up on the question, when a character is D6 and down and it fails a recovery check, does it stand up on the next turn or does it go out of the game?
If it fails the recovery check, it is immediately removed. If that's how characters go out of play. That's how most characters go out of play, is if a character is down and they fail a recovery check. This is a great question. If a character is down and they fail a recovery check, they are removed from play. They are removed from play. Yeah, good question. Good question. Anything else about that? Let me know. Leave it in the comments or put it in the chat. And Bessy does a good job of trying to catch the comments, the questions in the chat. But sometimes it goes by and she doesn't catch them. So it's also a good idea to leave your questions just in the comments section of the video. You got another one?
No, I was going to say, I'm not sure you can do that during the live.
Oh, okay. All right. Just ignore me. I'm here for my looks.
He is
And my
very pretty.
and my $5 corn dogs. Okay. Do you have another question for me?
That's
Okay.
it.
How about one from here?
Okay.
Okay. I'll let you read it
you
though.
want me to read
Yeah,
it?
I want you to read it. I need to take a break.
Can you do 12 figures a side in Pulp Alley? I only ever see 4 to 6.
Okay. Yes. I think by far 4 to 6 is the most common number, but absolutely you can do more and you can do less. If you're playing a game where you have a terror on the table, which we do not recommend for just normal games. That's not, you should use terrors for, I'm calling them terrors. I mean, epic characters. Epic characters are what they're called in second edition. So, yeah, you could put just a single character out there and call that your league, you know. The duo perk basically reduces you down to 2 single characters, two characters, a leader and a sidekick. We have several 3-character leagues. We have the Standees have 3 characters, and the Phantom Agents have 3 characters. So we go outside of that fairly often. And we go over 6 once in a while as well. So like Dr. Fang's league has, I think, 8 or maybe 9 models in it. So, and here's a fun question. I think this would be fun. What's the maximum number of models that you think you could possibly put on the table in a normal, non-experienced Pulp Alley league? So This would be a good one to do for a contest. We're not going to do a contest. And don't feel like you got to put it in the chat right now. But if you know, or if you could do the math really quick, let me see if you could put it in there. I think I know what the answer is, but I could be wrong too. So I won't actually even tell you what the right answer is because I'm not exactly sure.
We have a question on here.
Okay.
Can gangs only ever have one ability?
Gangs
right?
Start with one ability. That's like the normal. That's like saying, can an ally only have one ability? Well, normally, yes. But there are ways to trick that, right? In Pulp Alley, you learn fairly quickly that there's almost always something that breaks that rule. It's one of my favorite things to do is to have something in there that breaks a rule. Excuse me. So for just about every rule in the book, there's something that breaks that rule. So yes, there are ways to get around that. And a gang can have more than one ability, but you cannot normally start with one ability. When you create a gang, you pick out one ability. And if you find something that lets you add an extra ability, then you found it. What's next?
What is your answer?
On the maximum number? Is it 75 or 76, I think? Maximum number of models. I think it's either 75 or 76.
Manny said 75. We had 61 from Vern. 92 from E.S. Taylor.
I think it might be 76. And the way I come to that is I take a mastermind perk. That's going to give me 6 extra slots. It gives me a total of 16 character slots. And then I'm going to, for each slot, I'm going to buy a 1-point gang, which is the mobs. So I'm going to buy 16 mobs. So 16 times 5 is whatever that is. And then add 1 to that number because I get a free sidekick. So that's how I got to 75. I'm sorry, 76, I think. Okay, what's next?
We're almost done, so we're going to do one last one and then
one last question here. Are gangs better than allies?
Yeah,
that's the question. So this question comes up once in a while, and it's an interesting one. And I hope that the answer is no. They are a normal gang is worth 2 slots, and a normal ally is normally worth 2 slots. You know, so they should be equal. They should, for all intents and purposes, have. There are going to be some things that a gang is a little bit better at, and there are going to be some things that an ally is a little bit better at. So you can't really say which one is better. If you're the sort of character, if you're the sort of player that can pass a lot of health checks and pass a lot of recovery checks, then your allies will probably be a little bit better of a deal. The gangs, they don't get to roll health or recovery checks normally. Again, remember, just about everything there's just about everything in there is something that breaks that rule. So look at this as an example. Let's say a gang gets hit with takes 3 hits. A gang takes 3 hits from shooting or apparel or whatever. Boom, they are gone. You know, maybe they got their recovery, their cover save in there or something like that to try and save them. But otherwise, they're going to lose 3 models, and that means they're down to 2. And most gangs, that would just be eliminated. So they take that and they're gone. Now, an ally gets a chance because he's got his health check, right? The chances of passing a 3-dice health check are really slim, though, somewhere around 5%. And then he goes down, but at the end of that turn, he's got a 50-50 chance of getting right back up. So that 3 shot against the gang, boom, they're gone. The ally could get back into it though. What if they only took 1 hit though? So if a gang takes 1 hit, they just lose a guy and they're going to continue on and do fine. They just lost a guy. If an ally takes a hit, well, he has about a 50-50 chance of going down, and then he has a 50-50 chance of going out at the end of the play. So one hit can take out an ally, but there's no way 1 hit is going to take out a gang. So it gets down to die rolling. I bet I bored a lot of you with that, but anyway,
Hey,
it's in the math.
how does reanimated work with gangs?
I don't understand the question. How does reanimated work with a gang? So are you talking about making a gang reanimated? It just applies as normal. Tell me the question in there. So all the things about reanimated, when you run into these sort of questions, remember that a gang should in all purposes be treated as a single character. So you would apply reanimated to a gang exactly like you would any other character. So you don't apply it to the models, you apply it to the overall there. So the gang could not run unless it rushes. It automatically reduces, let's see. That's where it's at. It's in the question about the number of hits. And I'll have to double check on that one. It's in the number of hits because they automatically pass a 1 dice health check, but they don't roll a dice health check. And I think the ruling on that, if I remember right, was that they just ignore all 1-point hits.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
I'll double check on that. And I hate answering those off the cuff because sometimes, I'm pretty sure that's right, though. I'm pretty sure that's right. Somewhere I try to keep a log of all of these sort of weird questions like that and to make sure that if we ever got around to doing a 3rd edition in another 10 years, that we try to plug some of those gaps. And that's actually a good question. So, yeah, from what I remember is that they just automatically ignore the first hit that they take from each fight or peril. So one hit will do absolutely nothing. All right, what else we got? Anything?
Manny Marino did some more math.
Okay.
Mastermind plus companions, 14 months with 6-man, 84 figures.
With companions? No, let's see. I don't think companions. I'll have to look at companions again. I don't. Yeah. I'll have to look at companions again. Maybe I'm not thinking of the right one. Okay, it's over 30 minutes, so leave your comments in the chat or in the comment section down below. Make sure you hit that like button for us. This was a fun one tonight. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Do not miss our double game on Sunday where we'll have 2 players going remote. We'll have Dave Lowe from New Mexico and Vern from California. And so this is a test match to see if we can do this. If we can make this work, it's going to open up a lot of fun where we might be able to start doing that on a regular basis and have you guys playing against each other. That would be a ball too, wouldn't it? So we'd like to see if we could actually make that work. Remember, we're going to try to send out the reward surveys for the Kickstarter this weekend. Those will come, I believe, from Kickstarter. So we go into the Kickstarter app and we tell it to send out the surveys and we tell it what we want on the surveys. And then I believe Kickstarter actually sends those out, so that don't look at them from our email. They'll be coming from Kickstarter. Is that it then?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We will see you next time. Bye, everybody. That was awesome.